They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch. They haven't called me to go to the Gold Party.
To accept being honored.
They haven't called me when we offered to honor Jay-Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on the... I've done a lot, and I'm not even going to say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy. Did I tell y'all what I've done? Okay. I'm going to tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now.
Baby, if Jason Lee keeps speaking about Beyonce and Jay-Z the way he has been, it feels like he might never receive another invitation anywhere. And allegedly, he's getting ready to stir even deeper trouble because now he's pulled Solange into the situation too for someone who constantly insists he adores Beyonce. He really goes overboard every single time well. Not that Beyonce seems interested in dealing with him anyway, because everyone remembers that clip where Beyonce clearly avoided Jason Lee as he followed her around the whole night trying desperately just to snap one single photo awkward. He did claim that he eventually got pictures and that Beyonce absolutely recognized exactly who he was so honestly. I really don't know.
Probably 4 or 5 times.
Did she know who you were?
Yeah, so when she walked in, she saw me and she was whispering to Jay and she was hugging Jay and she looked at me and she said, "It's Hollywood."
Anyway, I don't know if y'all have been sensing tension between Beyonce and her sister Solange. But people have started whispering that they might not be as tight as they once seemed before. Well, so many theories have been floating around, from Mama Tina possibly playing a role in the distance to Diddy somehow being blamed because of his connections with Jay-Z to Beyonce remaining beside Jay-Z despite the serious accusations surrounding him to Solange quietly feeling exhausted from always being the one overlooked. Nobody truly knows what is actually unfolding behind closed doors, but allegedly the one person claiming to hold the real story about what is happening between these sisters is Jason Lee.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette know I got the receipts. I got them. Now if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I can get it to be. I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about.
Yeah, I mean, that almost sounds like Jason Lee quietly cornering Beyonce before hinting he was sitting on secrets about her, and if the whispers circulating are even partly true. Allegedly, those receipts may have included sensitive details connected to her sister Solange. I hope y'all are ready. So everyone knows Jason has been extremely outspoken about industry gatekeepers like Jay-Z and Beyonce, and he has thrown out multiple accusations about the Carters that reportedly created serious tension between them. He even revealed during one of his podcast episodes that Jay-Z supposedly had people reaching out to him with warnings to stop mentioning his name, saying, not him claiming that Jay-Z wants to unalive him. Wow, now. Jason has previously gone off about how Beyonce and Jay-Z are anti-black, how Beyonce comes across as artificial, how her products are disappointing, and like I mentioned, he also seemed to pressure Beyonce when he suggested he possessed evidence that could completely destroy her reputation, and even though he never revealed exactly what it was, rumors have been spreading suggesting it might somehow involve Solange, and that is why some people believe a quiet rift has formed between Beyonce and Solange. Okay guys, just to give some background so we understand the sisters better, everyone remembers how in earlier years Solange and Beyonce were inseparable. Like in 2012, Solange spoke warmly to Roller Coaster magazine about Beyonce, describing her sister as her greatest inspiration and crediting Beyonce for guiding her through the start of her music career. In her words, she was and is such a role model, but I think more so it was an insane learning process for me to have a big sister like that, to be able to see the good, the bad, and everything in between that comes with fame and success, and to know what I was getting myself into. See, the two have actually always been fiercely loyal to each other, to the point where when Solange was being bullied at school, Beyonce showed up with her band members just to defend her.
But I'm very protective, and I always treated her like my baby. And one day she told us this little bully, this little guy in school, she was only about 9, was really her. So me and my girls all showed up, and we surrounded him, and we're like, "You've been messing with my sister?" I'm telling you, you've been warned, and tell them Destiny's Child is warning you. So we were real gangster.
There's even been a wild conspiracy floating around claiming Beyonce has always acted so fiercely protective because she is secretly Solange's real mother instead of just her older sister, the theory covered by BuzzFeed back in 2013 suggested that Beyonce might actually be older than she publicly claims, supposedly supported by a birth certificate dated 1974 that was allegedly uncovered by an unnamed Texas civil servant. And another piece that conspiracy believers pointed to as evidence was a comment Beyonce's friend Gabrielle Union made in 2008, saying, "And I have been friends since we were teenagers. Gabby was born in 1972. So you do the maths. Well, I personally find that story difficult to accept considering Beyonce's childhood has been extensively documented from a very young age, so unless everything has been fabricated since the very start, it honestly doesn't add up at all anyway." We also know that Solange has always been extremely protective of Beyonce too, because she literally confronted Jay-Z after he hurt her sister, and the entire moment was captured on video. Baby. This moment honestly never stops being entertaining, and what always stands out to me is how Beyonce just remained still and observed everything unfold without stepping in once unreal. I honestly can't say exactly where the shift first began, but fans started sensing that something had changed after Beyonce gave that Grammy speech and thanked nearly everyone except Solange, even though we all know Solange played a huge role in her path and even helped write several of her songs. And
God, for protecting me. Thank you, God. I'd like to thank my Uncle Johnny, who's not here, but he's here in spirit. I'd like to thank my parents, my father, my mother, for loving me and pushing me. I'd like to thank my beautiful husband, my beautiful 3 children who are at home watching. I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you.
At the time, insiders quietly revealed that something unusual seemed to be unfolding between the sisters, with one explaining, "We all thought it was strange that Solange wasn't involved in Beyonce's newest album. It's exactly the kind of sound that fits Solange's style perfectly." They also pointed out that not only had Solange stayed away from Beyonce's recent project, she hadn't posted a single tweet or Instagram message showing support for Renaissance. The source went on to say, "I think it's unusual for her not to be out there backing Beyonce. Beyonce took a real creative risk with her album Renaissance, and she genuinely needed strong support to help push it into major success still." The insider admitted they had no direct proof of any fallout between the two, but they also added, "I've heard things about their relationship. I think something is definitely happening between them." Solange didn't even acknowledge her sister, even though in previous years she passionately defended Beyonce whenever she was overlooked for Album of the Year, and since then, rumors have kept growing that something deeper is happening and that the closeness they once shared has fractured. Well, there have been different allegations floating around about what might have caused the tension, like claims that their mother Tina may have played a part in the strain, because she supposedly doesn't even try to hide that she favors Beyonce over Solange. Of course, for years there have been whispers that Tina treated Beyonce better than Solange, even though Solange contributed to Beyonce's rise by helping write much of her music. So eventually people started saying that Solange became exhausted from being relied on without proper credit and slowly began distancing herself from the family. I've also heard claims that these days Solange and Beyonce aren't nearly as close, because Beyonce continues standing beside a man who repeatedly embarrasses her, even though Solange keeps urging her sister to walk away from him allegedly. Solange was also aware of Jay-Z's ties to Diddy, and she reportedly pushed hard to convince Beyonce to leave the marriage with Jay-Z because he was the connection to Diddy, but Beyonce refused to listen to her. However, the latest whispers suggest that the fallout between Solange and Beyonce may actually be tied to Solange wanting to finally reveal something involving Beyonce, and Beyonce responding like, "Don't you dare," and that allegedly this is the secret Jason Lee claims he has on Beyonce. First of all, reports are circulating that Solange has become deeply involved in African spiritual practices and has been intensely devoted while gradually stepping away from the spotlight. Keep in mind, she has barely released any music for nearly 10 years now, and just recently, when Nicki Minaj was calling out the entire family, Solange briefly posted and deleted an image of what looked like a ritual doll, possibly as a warning toward Nicki. It has been reported that Solange has changed dramatically and she may be preparing to expose her own relatives now regarding the alleged crimes being discussed. There have been several accusations surfacing in recent months, for example. Just recently, Jaguar Wright claimed that Jay-Z and Beyoncé operate as a disturbing pair who allegedly hold people against their will, placing them on planes while unconscious in order to move them across borders for disturbing purposes.
You think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices.
In addition, there's also Rihanna's former publicist Jonathan, who claimed that federal agents once approached him and said they were closely monitoring Jay-Z following his situation involving Lance Univera, and he also alleged that Jay-Z had been connected to a situation involving R. Kelly during their shared tour. Together, according to him, Jay-Z was under scrutiny for allegedly transporting women across international borders, and I've even seen people claiming that Beyoncé might have been supplying them and that somehow her sister Solange became entangled in the situation. Baby, I know some of these accusations sound unbelievable, and while I have no idea which claims Jason Lee could actually verify, he did insist that he has secrets about Beyoncé, and whether those secrets also involve Solange, I honestly don't know, but that's exactly what people have been whispering lately. Well, this might just be another move from Jason Lee trying to provoke Beyoncé into finally responding to him, but I really want to hear what you think. Do you believe Jason Lee was exaggerating when he claimed he had secrets on Beyoncé? Could those secrets possibly involve Solange if they were true? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.